Welcome to Connect, powered by the Fulton County Department of Senior Services. I'm your host, Ladisa Onilagu. This show connects you to information, services, and programs that support healthy aging. Not only is healthy aging a priority of Fulton County government and the Department of Senior Services, it is the guide by which we provide the most relevant resources to assist our aging population to remain independent, healthy, and active. National Wellness Month is celebrated every year during the month of August. However, it is important for older adults to focus on this initiative every day. Self-care, managing stress, and promoting healthy routines are very important themes and encouraged among the senior population. Research has shown self-care to manage stress, and it promotes happiness. Joining a fitness program or wellness facility, and even adjusting or improving your eating habits are also encouraged. Making those small changes are very important and can impact your health and wellness in many positive ways. On today's show, we will speak to Ms. Catherine Williams, Social Services Coordinator at the Helene S. Mills Senior Multipurpose Facility. Ms. Williams will share information on the importance of taking care of your mental health. We will also hear from Ms. Kimberly Rhodes, Senior Services Fitness Instructor at the Helene S. Mills Senior Multipurpose Facility also. Ms. Rhodes will share information on the positive impact of maintaining a good diet and exercise routine. We'll be right back. We're back and glad to have you with us today on Connect. I'm your host, Ladisa Onilagu. Our first guest is Ms. Catherine Williams. Ms. Williams has a master's degree in social work and has worked with government and nonprofit organizations. Ms. Williams is currently a social services coordinator at the Helene S. Mills Senior Multipurpose Facility. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us a little bit about mental health.
Mental health is a complete state of well-being, and mental health is one of the aspects of one's total overall wellness when it comes to how they cope and deal with the stresses of life and work. And when it comes to older adults, mental health is one that needs a lot of attention and a lot of concern. And so mental health is definitely a state of well-being.
I'm glad you brought that up because there is a lot of attention on mental health in youth, and it has been for years. But for some reason, the mental health status of older adults is not talked about or is not as visible. What are your thoughts about the multi-purpose senior facilities that the department operates and provides in 4 different areas in Fulton County, and the fact that we have now social services coordinators at each one of those? Mm-hmm. Talk a little bit more to our viewers about the importance and significance of that initiative.
Mm-hmm. The senior multipurpose facilities in Fulton County are facilities that gear themselves towards the well-being and the wellness of the overall older adult. And the multipurpose facility specifically focuses on 55 age and older adults to maintain their health, maintain their activity, maintain their social relationships with their fellows, and also just to be in an environment that is going to help them to thrive, an environment that's going to help them to create, and also just to be in an environment that allows them to be totally and completely focused on their health and wellness.
Wonderful. It's been recommended that we even consider a new name for multi-purpose facilities as wellness centers, because that's essentially what they are. Not only are seniors age 55 and above able to get a nutritious meal, participate in physical fitness and life enrichment classes, they now have this additional support. It's like a wraparound support for them to access other services within the community and even participate in a required healthy aging assessment. So talk to me a little bit about the range of mental health conditions, how they affect the mood and behavior, and what types of mental health issues do older adults actually deal with?
Right. Mental health, when it comes to older adults, have a wider range of mental health concerns. It could be general anxiety, it could be depression, it could be isolation, it could be just anything that comes to them not being able to fully focus on their well-being. And so when it comes to the multi-purpose facilities, it really allows the older adult to participate in an active form to lessen the probability of the mental health conditions either becoming worse or declining. And so when it comes to older adults, we do see a lot of dementia. We do see, the depression as well. But being in place as a social services coordinator allows me the opportunity to meet and greet these individuals and to get them the appropriate care that they need when it comes to their well-being, and it is a great opportunity to be able to work with them individually.
Okay, let's lift it out a little bit out of our program and go more global. For anyone who may not be a participant in our programs and they could have a loved one in the senior demographic, are there any signs that present itself to let someone know that an individual may be facing poor mental health?
Yes, some of the signs that you will see would be lack of eating, tiredness, not sleeping, insomnia. And in some extreme cases, you will find that the older adult will be agitated, disoriented, even experience some forms of hopelessness. And these are some signs that we need to recognize in our loved ones in order to get them the appropriate care that they need so they don't have to continue to live in those situations where they are not getting the optimal care for their health and their wellness.
Okay, so it sounds as if there may be some hopelessness that is evident, but the hopelessness doesn't have to stay there forever. What are some of the things that people can do to maintain or get back to the quality of life they've been accustomed to reinvigorate their minds and get a more of a mental health perspective and just get better overall in terms of wellness?
Yeah. Maintaining an active lifestyle is very important to the brain, and the brain function needs a lot of stimulation. And with the social engagement with family and friends, a lot of the challenges that you will find in mental health can be lessened if we pay attention to a lot of those signs. And it's important to take an inventory of what's been happening. That way you can have a better idea of identifying what the problem is.
Ms. Williams, is there anything else you'd like to share with us today?
I just want to share to the audience just to maintain your activity level and your wellness, and mental health is something that we can always work on.
Thank you so much for joining us today. You shared very good information for our viewers. Up next, we'll have Ms. Kimberly Rhodes share information on the importance of maintaining a healthy eating and exercise plan. So stay tuned. We're back and glad to have you with us today on Connect. I'm your host, Ladisa Onilagu. Our next guest is Ms. Kimberly Rhodes. Ms. Rhodes is a nutrition specialist and a certified fitness instructor. At present, Ms. Rhodes is a Senior Services Fitness Instructor at the Helene S. Mills Senior Multipurpose Facility. I'm so delighted to have you with us here today. Welcome
Thank
to
you.
Connect.
Thank you.
What is nutrition and why is it important?
Nutrition is when you consume foods that your body can use for growth and repair.
So, why is it so important for individuals age 55 and above, which is who we serve at our multipurpose facilities, to have a healthy diet?
Coupled with nutrition, we have physical activity. Nutrition is 80% of what you consume, which was actually created from Michelle Obama back in 2011. That was the My Plate, and the My Plate consists of fruits and vegetables, lean protein, low-fat dairy, healthy fats, drinking water, and reducing sweetened beverages.
So, talk to our viewers a little bit about the classes that you provide and why they're so important to senior participants.
I want to say 95% of the seniors that come to our facilities have high blood pressure. So we have classes for seniors that have limited mobility, such as chair classes, aquatic classes. They have chair yoga, Tai Chi. I teach the nutrition classes, and I teach my seniors living healthy and well. It's a journey. And I always share with them there's 9 principles that you want to apply when it comes to living healthy and well. First of all, you've got to be self-motivated. Then you have to be consistent, you have to be dedicated, you have to have patience, you want to make sure that you have structure and that you plan. Coming to my nutrition class, I also teach them how to read the food label. I always share with them 80% of your health and wellness is going to come from food, 20% comes from physical activity, and those are the classes that I teach.
So, you talked a little bit about the motivation. And we know that at the beginning of every year, people make resolutions. And by mid-year, that resolution has probably gone away. What are some of the techniques that you use in your classes and your wellness classes to encourage seniors to maintain their motivation? And what happens if they lose it?
So this is what I do. We have to set SMART goals. SMART goals means you have to be specific. Be specific about the goal you want to reach. Then you have to be able to measure it. So what I do is I encourage them to know their numbers. You have to go to the doctor to get your numbers: blood pressure, cholesterol, triglycerides. Then we have A for attainable.
Okay.
So to say you want to have a New Year's resolution, we already know it doesn't happen mid-year. They actually fall off in February.
Oh, goodness.
So it has to be attainable. Then you have R, it has to be realistic. So don't say you want to lose weight by February and you know that's not going to happen. And the last one is T, that's time-based. So you have to give yourself a time to get all of this information, to process all this information, first of all. And you want to set, we set SMART goals, but they're short-term goals. Okay. I always say we can have goals weekly, we can have goals every 30 days, we can have goals quarterly, because the session lasts every 90 days. Okay. So you set goals, just short-term goals, and one short-term goal for everybody that knows Kim: drink some water.
Drink water.
Drink
our
water.
viewers don't know, but you are passionate. It is so
Yes.
important. Never underestimate the importance of your water intake on a daily basis. So thank you for sharing that. In terms of chronic diseases, how can a healthy wellness approach or a healthy eating plan and physical fitness plan counter some of the chronic diseases or illnesses that seniors may face?
Okay, I always say, like I said before, 80% of what you consume comes from food. That's where I preach the My Plate by Michelle Obama back in 2011. Half your plate, fruits and vegetables. Have lean protein, reduce red meat, drink more water, consume more fiber, such as your whole grains. First thing you want to do when you get up in the morning is have a whole grain. That's fiber. You drink your water, and also calcium is very important. A lot of seniors are deficient in calcium and vitamin D. So we always say you can do milk alternatives if you don't do dairy, such as 1%, 2%. You want to do soy, almond milk. Then from there, physical activity. That's 20% of the solution, but it has a high impact, meaning it reduces heart attacks, blood pressure, cholesterol, lowers the risk of type 2 diabetes and some cancers. So when you couple 80% of nutrition and 20% of physical activity, that's where your health and wellness comes from.
And have you seen some positive outcomes in your customers that attend your classes and adopt this healthy regimen? Have you seen some
I've
positive
seen
outcomes?
tons. I have one senior, actually, we took her to the senior hunger summit. Her total cholesterol started out being 275 when she came to my class, and now it's 216.
Wonderful.
I have another one of my seniors that was on insulin for 20 years and came off. I have another one of my seniors that just went to the doctor 2 weeks ago, and he was on diabetes medication for 10 years, and his doctor said that he can come off. He also lost weight. So I've had tons and tons of testimonies in my class just by nutrition first. I always share it with anybody. Nutrition is first. Getting up in the morning, having fiber. Fiber is going to push through what you ate the day before.
So what you shared are just great examples of why the programs at the multi-purpose facilities do help seniors. And it actually advances our mission to support healthy aging at every stage in life. Do you have any other closing thoughts or things you'd like to share with our audience today?
I always like to share the importance of drinking water. Coffee, tea, soda, and juice you want to limit. Water will save you because that aids in constipation, hydrates your joints, regulates your body temperature. So if you drink water first thing in the morning until a cutoff time, my cutoff time is 6:30. First thing in the morning until 6:30, you're covered.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Ms. Rhodes, for joining us today.
Thank you.
We'll be back with closing thoughts after this break. We are so glad you shared your time with us today. I hope you were motivated by our program and our guests, Catherine Williams and Kimberly Rhodes. It is our mission to improve the quality of life for older adults through the development and coordination of programs and supportive services that encourage independence and enhances overall well-being for seniors, their caregivers, and the community we serve. We welcome your feedback and the opportunity to speak with you further about these and more services. For more information about these programs and our department, please contact us at 404-613-6000 or email us at seniorservices@fultoncountyga.gov. You may also follow us at Fulton Info. Thank you so much for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you next time on Connect, powered by the Department of Senior Services.